Today, we're diving into a topic that's as old as humanity itself: conflict. From ancient disputes to modern-day international tensions, we'll explore how conflicts arise, how they can be resolved, and the role of peace in this complex landscape. The nature of conflict. Conflict is as old as human civilization. The story of Cain and Abel is often cited as the first recorded conflict. Every state has its national objectives, and when these objectives clash with those of another state, conflicts arise. Throughout history, interstate conflicts have threatened global peace and sometimes led to wars, changing the political map of the world. But today, modern methods and mechanisms for conflict resolution have evolved. Understanding peace. So, what is peace? At its core, peace is a state of tranquility or mutual concord between governments. Three major philosophers have their own takes on peace. Hobbes believed in a strong, unaccountable sovereign as the key to peace. Locke argued that governments must respect their citizens' rights and can be overthrown if they fail. Kant emphasized reason, autonomy, and respect for humanity. These theories gave rise to two main schools of thought: realism and idealism. Realism versus idealism. Realists see peace as a result of the balance of power, whether in bipolar or multipolar systems. Idealists, on the other hand, believe in the power of reason to overcome prejudice and counteract malicious forces. State behavior in international relations. States exhibit three main behaviors in international relations: cooperation, competition, confrontation. 1. Cooperation, working together for mutual benefit. 2. Competition, competing for resources and influence. 3. Confrontation, engaging in conflict or hostility. Types of threats to nation-states. Nation-states face numerous threats that can endanger their security. 1. Threat to national ideology, challenges to the state's core beliefs. 2. Threat to territorial integrity, risks to the state's physical borders. 3. Threat to sovereignty, attempts to undermine the state's authority. 4. Imperialism, expansionist policies that threaten other states. 5. International terrorism, attacks by non-state actors. 6. Threat to national honor and prestige, attacks on the state's reputation. 7. Hostile government formation, the rise of governments antagonistic to the state. 8. Threats to energy and natural resources, risks to vital resources. Conflict theory. According to conflict theory, society is in constant conflict due to competition for limited resources. This means that absolute peace is elusive. States and groups will always be in some form of competition or conflict. Characteristics and types of conflicts. When competition over scarce resources reaches its peak, it can turn into a conflict or even a crisis. Conflicts can be categorized as: 1. Limited territorial conflicts, disputes over specific areas. 2. Government composition conflicts, disagreements over who rules. 3. Security interests conflicts, struggles to secure strategic advantages. 4. National honor conflicts, disputes over prestige or pride. 5. Unlimited imperialism, expansionist ambitions. 6. Liberation conflicts, struggles for independence or autonomy. Conflict dynamics. During conflicts, several actions and attitudes come into play. 1. Hardening of position, stubborn adherence to one's stance. 2. Debate and deviation, discussions that diverge from the main issue. 3. Actions over words, moving beyond dialogue to decisive actions. 4. Coalitions, forming alliances against the opponent. 5. Loss of face, attacks on the opponent's moral integrity. 6. Threats and counter-threats, ultimatums and aggressive postures. 7. Limited destruction, targeted strikes. 8. Fragmentation, efforts to weaken the opponent. 9. Total confrontation, all-out conflict with no turning back. Outcomes of conflicts. Conflicts can result in various outcomes. 1. Deterrence, using threats to prevent actions by rivals, like in the Indo-Pak context. 2. Conquest, one side completely overwhelms the other. 3. Avoidance, sidestepping the conflict. 4. Compromise, reaching a mutual agreement. 5. Award-winning a settlement through arbitration. 6. Passive settlement, accepting a resolution without active engagement. Conflict resolution versus management. Conflict resolution aims to address and eliminate the root causes of conflict. In contrast, conflict management focuses on controlling and limiting violence while pursuing specific objectives. Conflict resolution strategies. 1. Conflict transformation, changing the underlying relationships. 2. Structural prevention, modifying systems to prevent conflicts. 3. Normative change, shifting societal norms to reduce conflict. 4. Alternative dispute resolution, ADR. Methods like negotiations, mediation, and arbitration. 5. International intervention, third-party involvement to mediate disputes. Legal and institutional frameworks. Legal frameworks like adjudication and institutions such as the United Nations play crucial roles in conflict resolution. International tribunals, like the International Court of Justice, can only take on cases with mutual consent. Summarizing, it can be said that conflict, while challenging, can also be an opportunity for positive change. By addressing underlying issues and striving for mutual understanding, we can resolve interstate conflicts peacefully. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments below.